At 8:17 p.m., I was feeding a stray cat on the corner of Rose and Temple. The cat's name is Cersei. At that time, I observed suspicious lights and sounds coming from the southeast corner of the intersection. Upon investigating, I saw what appeared to be a flying saucer, a Venusian flying saucer.
How do you know it was Venusian? Sorry.
Upon sighting the alleged saucer, I immediately...
Mother! Thank you for looking after my mother, Sergeant Eisenberg. I know what a bother she's been.
Bother? Grace, she's one of our favorite people.
I'm sorry, Grace, but we got orders. We had to call her. Why don't you just give me your notebook, and I can finish that up later?
Mother.
Bye, Grace. Bye, Karen. See you tomorrow. Don't despair, young man. I know things look terrible now, but remember, there are others worse off.
My mom used to say that.
You know, that bread is not going to fill you up. What you need is a good meal inside you. It'll change your whole outlook on life.
I'll be sure to do that.
Oh.
Nice meeting you.
No. Well, you don't have any money, do you? Here. Take this. And when you're back on top, do the same for someone else. I can tell. Things are going to change for you very shortly.
Thanks, ma'am. Excuse me.
Oh, there's a vegetarian restaurant right down the street that has all-you-can-eat specials. Don't forget to order the spicy cheese sauce.
Right.
Oh, it's nice to see young people with an appetite.
Yo, hold up, Holmes. Your money, punk. Give it up.
Here, man. $2, all right? It's all I got. Take it.
$2!
Hey!
Man, I cannot believe people today. Don't they understand $2 just makes you mad?
You leave that young man alone. Leave him alone.
What the hell?
Fuck it!
empty your behind? You forget to check the batteries on your handy-talkie?
No, I wasn't responding.
I hope you weren't visiting one of your new girlfriends, Armis, because I am not in the mood today. I got people swinging lead all over the place.
I thought I might find something that would help Grace.
You were looking for a werewolf? Give me a break.
Oh, I figured it was a big damn dog or something. How's Grace doing, anyway?
Your daughter finally went and done it. Had her committed.
Grace in a loony bin? It'll kill her.
Before I got on the force, I was a social worker for a couple of years. Met a lot of people like Grace. First it puts you off, then you figure it out. They're like everybody else. We're all walking around with our delusions. Take me and you. You think you're the universal foot cop, and me, I'm gonna make chief. The point is, we're not hurting anybody, and neither was Grace.
Pity there isn't a real werewolf. I'd lead him up to Margaret Benson's front door, have him do a little open heart surgery.
You might have trouble finding it.
The only reason I agreed to see you, Mr. Cord, is that you're a friend of my mother's. And I owe her that. And, quite frankly, unlike most of her friends, you seem to be employed. You're a lot cleaner cut. Although I can't say much for your taste in shoes.
I'm sorry. These are my second pair. The others are being fixed. Look, let's get right to the point. I talked to a lot of people in your mom's neighborhood. I mean, they all think she's a pretty amazing woman. There isn't anyone on the block that doesn't owe her, feel responsible for her. And we'd all just like to help.
Well, that's very nice. I'm sure she'd enjoy visitors, so if you'll give me their names, I'll make sure they get on the list.
Well, that's not exactly what I meant. You see, we think this thing's gotten blown way out of proportion.
Oh, you want me to relent and let her out of the home, is that it?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty harmless, isn't it?
Mr. Cord, this time she almost got herself killed. Now, I offered her a lovely home here with us, and she refused me. She keeps threatening to go live with my aunt in Montana, and she's just as bad as my mother. I don't like doing this, Mr. Cord. But my mother is sick, mentally ill, and I'm seeing to it that she finally gets the help that she needs.
Come on. It's not that bad, is it?
Not that bad? I'd like to know your definition of insane, Mr. Cord. I mean, first it was aliens from outer space, and it was mole people from the center of the earth, and now it's a werewolf. A werewolf! Now, I call that insane. Wouldn't you, Mr. Cord? Wouldn't you, Mr. Cord?
Last time I saw Mark Twain was in Natchez. We had the most marvelous dinner, and it was time for our aperitif.
Yes, Mrs. Barry. Your daughter's doing much better now. Well, we had our little problems at first. Unauthorized phone calls, reading material, that sort of thing. But she finally came around. Fits in quite nicely now.
These look like worm pills. What's in these, young man?
Just what Dr. Galen prescribed. Now, knock 'em back.
Not until I know what's in them.
Would you hold for a moment, Mrs. Barry? Now, Grace, dear, you know you have to take your medicine every afternoon at 3. Now, be a good girl and take your pills.
Don't call me dear and don't call me Grace, you diploma mill pill peddler. My name is Mrs. Sullivan.
Very well, Mrs. Sullivan. You can either take your pills voluntarily or by injection.
what is this? Mr. Canfield, how do they get away with this?
Well, stealing again?
I don't steal. I trade.
As I was saying, it is, of course, a plot, my dear Mrs. Sullivan. Diamond Jim Brady and a certain scoundrel who purports to be my son are in cahoots. While I languish here in durance vile, they are conspiring to take over my Saratoga gambling palace unless I can free myself in time.
No, not that plot, Mr. Canfield. This one here.
Oh, you mean the good Dr. Galen? Well, it's very simple. He and his lackey arranged to have certain harmless eccentrics put in their charge. Eccentrics with well-to-do, if dunder-brained relatives to foot the bill. Then they extract the maximum in money while providing the minimum in services. Not unlike a gambling hall, as I've come to see.
I wish I were in Montana. I wish we were all in Montana.
We're not eating our dinners.
I'm watching my weight.
Your weight is our business, Mrs. Sullivan, not yours. Actually, we'd like to fatten you up a little.
Not with this glop buster.
Now you stay in here until the doctor says you can come out.
Oh, you sit on it, Neil.
Shh.
Hey, I know you. You're...
I'm the reason you're here.
I beg your pardon. I'm here because of some regrettable delusions I've been suffering from.
Delusions?
Yes. Due to the wonderful treatment I'm getting, I've come to realize there are no such things as aliens, mole people, flying saucers, or werewolves.
So they got you pretty scared, huh? Yeah, well, this joint's enough to scare the hell out of anybody. But I don't think it'll work. Listen, Galen's gonna keep you here until your daughter runs out of money.
But what can I do?
Well, first we have to separate fantasy from reality. And you never saw a flying saucer, did you, Grace? Or mole people, or aliens. But you did see a werewolf. I know. I am one. No. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm not gonna hurt you. Listen, I called your sister Doris on the phone today. She's wiring money. I got a plan. We're going out of here this weekend.
What about my friends?
What the hell are you doing in here, Cord? Outside. You're a minimum wage employee. Now you stay on the brooms and out of the rooms. You got me.
Loud and clear. There's nothing to worry about, Mrs. Benson. Electrotherapy is routine treatment. Grace will be an entirely new woman. I realize you're upset, but you'll see this is the most caring thing you could do for your mother. Very good. I'll send Neil over with the proper forms, and we can schedule Grace for treatment immediately. Very well.
Okay, look, nobody panic. I've got a duplicate key made. Grace still goes out, but she goes out tonight. Now, this is how it works. I'm gonna swap the doc's tranquilizers for sugar pills. But don't let on, okay? Everybody get in your rooms, and for God's sakes, please keep it quiet. No matter what happens. Grace and I are going to go out the side door because Neil never checks it.
But what about my friends here?
I wish there was some way I could help all of you to shut this place down, but I don't know what I can do.
What about these records? The state ordered people would freak if they saw those.
I know just the guy who'd be interested. Okay, that's it. Just don't mess me up.
Why, Eric.
Well?
Oh, no.
Grace, what are you doing? We can't take all these people with us.
What the holy hell is going on here? Neil, take Grace, pardon, Mrs. Sullivan, to the treatment room. She can spend the night there tonight.
Oh, sit on it, Galen.
Make sure she can't injure herself or the equipment.
Hey,
You have a problem with your temper, Cord.
what happens in wannabe heroes, Cord? Rescues only happen in the movies. Back! Get back! All of you get back!
You calm him down. I've had enough of this nonsense.
All right! All right! Does he think he is some kind of Houdini?
No! 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 Oh! Oh! Oh!
Eric? It's Eric, everybody! Come on, everybody! Can you free us? And he did! Right this way, the door is right down here.
Yeah.
Train will be along in a minute.
Yeah.
You're sure I'm going to hate Montana?
Positive.
Mrs. Sullivan, my dear, what are the social ethics of gambling in your sister's state?
Well, Doris says if they find more than 6 aces in the deck, they shoot you.
Well, now that might cramp my style.
Oh, this is going to be wonderful. We're going to be free. We're going to be rich. Doris has promised me that the Martians have promised to take us to their base on the moon. Here we are. Hurry along. Right that way. The train, you'll find it over there. Here we go. That's it.